And look who is here. It's our good friend Rebel from All American Exteriors. We are here to talk a little bit about some impending weather that Jason's been mentioning.
Yeah, and he and I talked a bit outside before the segment, but just want to touch on this. We're going to have wind gusts tomorrow night, Wednesday night, and Thursday, probably in the 50-mile-an-hour range, maybe higher in northern Iowa. It's flatter up there. They tend to get stronger winds. So in that range, are you worried about shingles and siding at all? Or?
I'm not. I'm not. Everything I've got is anywhere from 130 to 200 mile an hour rated product.
Okay.
My windows have a DP, which is your direct pressure. It'll take a sustained wind of 50 to 55 mile an hour before the seals start to part and allow a little bit of air. And so like a DP of 55.
I never heard of that,
Yeah. Most people don't talk about it because industry standard's about 30, and we have 30 mile an hour winds here all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot of windows on the market that actually allow a little bit of air through.
Explain what would happen to a regular window if they did have one that was 25 or 30, but yours are rated at 50, you said.
Well, at a 30, here's an engineer from John Deere taught me this. And I was like, oh, a DP of 55 means that at a sustained 55 mile an hour wind, it will leak 1 cup of non-compressed air in 60 seconds, in a minute.
Okay, so a tiny bit.
Very little. You wouldn't notice it. You know,
but you want it to give a little bit, right? I mean, in that situation.
Well, and I suppose I prefer it not to leak at all. But I mean, you know, with the technology we have, it's so much better than what it used to be. And someday they might get better than that.
Now, this is as opposed to the 30 mile an hour ones, which obviously we get 30 mile an hour winds every week.
All the time. All the time in Iowa.
And which means they would constantly have air flowing through your windows.
Right. Right. Yeah, I mean, I won't mention, but I know I've got competitors that sell windows, and I was doing a roof for a homeowner, and they called and they complained and complained and complained. They're like, when we get wind out here, and of course it was up in northern Iowa, flat, you know, and they said the curtains move when the wind blows.
Oh, wow.
And you say, close your windows.
They finally, yeah, exactly. They finally got a hold of the corporate main office, and they said, well, that's what you bought. What did you expect?
Oh,
really?
That was their answer.
That hurts the old R value a little bit.
So something you should definitely be investigating or asking about if you happen to be getting new windows.
DP and your U value. Your U value is 2 major things that you should look at.
What's a U value?
Well, that's your overall rating on a window. And so when you're looking at that, you should see the lowest in the state of Iowa is a 0.10, and I've got it. That's the absolute lowest you can get. But anything below a 20 is good. A 0.20 is good.
Okay.
All right.
That's good.
Now, when the wind starts blowing around, like Jason says, we're going to experience here in the next 24 hours or so.
You can see shingles, especially, and this goes for mine too. When I put an asphalt roof on, you know, which we're doing right now, we just put like 700 square on last week of asphalt shingles. And when you do that, and it hasn't got a lot of time to throw them on down, I got to tell you, my gut clenches a little bit when you tell me I'm going to have 60 mile an hour gusts, you know. If the wind hits it just right, it can pick it up and tear a shingle or 2 off.
Just lift it.
Yeah, and I warranty my roofs, so I don't care if it's 10 years from now. If you have a little bit of blow off, call me and we'll come out and we'll take care of it at no cost. But that's something that is between you and the people that you hire to put a roof on. But when you go with the steel, you absolutely cannot take this roof off. If this roof comes off, it's because the whole structure's been tore apart by a tornado.
Right.
You know, at 200 mile an hour in the wind tunnels down in Miami-Dade County where they do the wind testing for this, for hurricane winds and stuff, it literally tore the plywood and the structure completely apart.
Sure.
To take this off.
Well, and this is pretty heavy duty. I was asking Rebel about this, and you can see that it's ridged in the back, and that's on purpose, isn't it?
Yeah. This is actually a. I'll let you hold it because I'm shaking this morning. All that coffee. I got up really early before you was on even. I know you were here, but.
But this is
a 26 gauge steel, which is as heavy as a steel door, and then it's roll form.
Say that again, because I don't want you to gloss over that, because I just learned that.
It's as heavy as a steel entry door in your home.
Wow.
And so the nice thing about that is it's very strong, but when they roll form this, it also makes it 50 times stronger than the thickness of that steel. So, I mean, that's just astronomical. And this steel has a 40-year life expectancy without any treatment. By the time they get done with the Galvalume process, which is a galvanization with aluminum as opposed to zinc, that adds 60. So that has a 100-year life expectancy. Then they put on the primer. They put on a polymerized rubber, wet set the
Which
stone
is on
coat
this
in
side
it.
here.
Yes, and then they put an acrylic overcoat on it. So when I sell that to people, and I tell you it's got a lifetime warranty or a 50-year, they're both the same in the state of Iowa. When I tell you that, that's the warranty. That's not how long do they expect it to last. I mean, this will, if you had a baby born today, chances are it's going to pass away and this roof's still going to be doing its job. You know, I mean, it's more than
That's
a
a
lifetime.
lifetime.
And it looks like
really
a,
is.
a normal shingle. I mean, it looks good.
And
yeah,
a
I
bunch
think
of
I got a
different
picture if they.
bunch of
know if
different
they've got it
colors in
chucked
this
up or
too. About any color you can imagine. Look at this here.
Yeah. That one right there actually just got finished yesterday, and the homeowner asked me to put it on, and I said, you know what?
Done.
I can do that.
Done deal.
That's a very nice looking roof. I like it, and it shows not just the quality, but it shows the craftsmanship, which is very, very important.
And the different style too.
Yeah. So you can look at that and see. Unfortunately, we didn't do the windows or the brick, but we did do the roof for him. And the nice thing about that is I did his son's roof. He liked his son's roof. He got several bids from a lot of people. He went ahead. He went with us to do that roof. And when we went down to pick up the leftover materials, he's got another roof we're doing. so very,
again,
very happy with the
people
product.
that have
This
it
is
installed are happy.
very happy, very happy. People ask me all the time about rain on it. You know, is it loud when it rains?
Oh, sure.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Is that because of the coatings that are on
the
there?
coating that's on it? You've got an airspace in between. This literally is the same decibel of noise that's on rain on an asphalt roof. And if you've only got one layer of asphalt, we go over the top. It's actually going to be quieter than what you're used to.
Sure. Okay. You'll put it right over the asphalt shingle.
If you've got one layer and it's a good condition, and I don't mean the shingles, because a lot of times the shingles are bad, but the plywood and stuff, which we get up and inspect, and if we find we can actually repair just one or two areas or what have you and still do it. And I wanted to show this. I actually wanted to show this coloring. But this is the cultured stone, and right now we're extended for the month of November. We've still got a few houses that we can do this for.
Let me hold this up so they can see this a little bit better. Here you go. Now hold that up on top of here.
All right, then.
Okay.
We'll go right there. So we've still got a few houses. The company that manufactures my polymer siding, which is the #1 rated siding in the United States, this company bought the company that manufactures the stone down in Missouri. So for a limited time, we're going to offer up to 50 square feet of cultured stone on your home if you get the siding. And I've got a lot of happy customers. It's just really ecstatic because they're allowed to, they're getting a chance to really, the stone's
Dress
kind of
it up.
expensive and they're getting it for free. And so that's really exciting.
And you're extending that through November.
Through November.
Okay.
Now, people want information on this. What's the best way to get a hold of you?
The best way to get a hold of me is 515-255-4872 or via email, allamerican4u.com.
The number 4u.com. Perfect. Good job, my friend.
Thank
you very much,
buddy.